So if you clicked on this video, you've probably had some worries and fears and struggles in the past and maybe in the present with how you relate to people, and you just simply cannot be disliked. You cannot have someone who disapproves of you. It is torture when you think that someone has a negative perception of you, and you know maybe for too long this has held a tight grip on you. And I remember when I was like 16 or 17, I discovered this really cool Japanese looking book called The Courage to Be Disliked. And I thought, what a fascinating concept. And what it really did for me, it allowed me to kind of get out of my head and be courageous and do what I want to do in spite of being disliked. And it was this really kind of profound thing at the time. And, I thought that was the end of it. But I want to share with you today the more advanced course, the one that goes beyond the courage of being disliked. I want to show you the next level. And so if you bear with me, first of all, let's look at the idea. Now, the benefit of looking at an idea and understanding something is getting a sense for how your beliefs work, how your mind works, how your being works. The more that you can understand the presuppositions of your beliefs and what they presuppose, the more powerful you become, because the more aware that you become of your mind and how you create reality in your head. You create reality using your thinking, and you experience the reality of your thought frames, the more power you'll have, because you have freed yourself from the limitations of your thinking. So let's go into the courage of being disliked, the courage to be disliked. So first of all, courage denotes that there's something to be afraid of. There is something to be fearful of. So straight off the bat, we're looking at courage and we're all automatically assuming the big F-bomb, fear. And that is just present. And then when we think about disliked, we view, and you might view being disliked as this horrible and scary thing. So it's like scary, right? Being disliked is horrible. And so then we need to increase our courage to face the reality of being disliked. And so this is a powerful frame. If you can boost your courage and push through not being liked or being disliked, then boom, you've achieved it. You've reached the mountaintop, so they say. But if you follow me for a moment, I want to show you the next level. And the next level is the freedom to be disliked. Just sit with that for a moment. The freedom to be disliked. It's not courage, it's totally free. Imagine if you were totally free to be disliked. All of a sudden, what freedom denotes is total surrender. It's a surrender, it's a peace. And it's like, it's not even an issue. Like all that resistance that comes with the word courage, which is a great start, ends up turning into freedom and joy and peace of mind. And then all of a sudden, we look at disliked and we have a different perception of being disliked. All of a sudden, disliked isn't some traumatic thing. It's just this funny little thing that happens between people. And because you've got so much freedom of mind, being disliked isn't really a problem. You're able to metabolize it, and you're able to kind of sometimes enjoy it in this weird kind of perverse way. It's just like, it brings you a lot of joy when someone's, disliking you or shitty with you, because you're just so grounded and you're so full of freedom and peace. And the thing is, having freedom to have a negative outcome actually turns a negative outcome into something that's positive. If you have the freedom to experience something, then you are transcendent of that thing. You have transcended, or you have the freedom to experience. And so I want to invite you to have the freedom to be disliked. If you have the freedom to be disliked, even have the freedom to hurt others. And I'm not saying you're going to go hurt others and make yourself disliked. But what I'm saying is that in the world, people are going to dislike you. It's going to happen. And people are going to be hurt by the things that you do. It might not be your intention. You don't want anyone to dislike you. And it might not be your intention to hurt anyone, but you go out in the world and you're speaking your truth and you're doing your thing, it's going to happen. There's going to be people and thoughts and thinking that's caught in the crossfire. But the more that you can allow for that and create freedom around experiencing that, and create freedom from your judgments about yourself, projecting that onto the others. Maybe you dislike others and you judge yourself for disliking others. Therefore, you judge others for disliking you. The more freedom that we create for ourselves and for others, the more peace we'll experience. And so this is more effortless. Courage is something you bring your energy up for. So there we go. I actually paused the video and now I've lost my train of thought. And yeah, not only that, if you can have the freedom to be disliked and the freedom to move in the world, you can allow that freedom for others. And with this love, and with this openness and this lack of resistance to, having to use courage and burn energy to push through all these obstacles, why not just melt the obstacles themselves, address the root cause of what you're experiencing, and experience more peace and more freedom in doing so. Much love. Thank you for this video. And please go out into the world with the freedom to be disliked. God bless. Jacob.